सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है मेरे जीवन का गीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है बाबा जीवन का गीत। सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है मेरे जीवन का गीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है बाबा जीवन का गीत। कुछ पा लिया, पाके तुम्हें मैंने सब कुछ पा लिया, ना झूठी ख्वाहिशें हैं ना ही झूठी प्रीत, ना झूठी ख्वाहिशें हैं ना ही झूठी प्रीत। सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है मेरे जीवन का गीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है बाबा जीवन का गीत। तुझसे ही दिन हो मेरा, तुझसे ही शाम, बाबा तुझसे ही दिन हो मेरा, तुझसे ही शाम, तू ही साथी मेरा, तू ही मेरा मीत, तू ही साथी मेरा, तू ही मेरा मीत। सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है मेरे जीवन का गीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है बाबा जीवन का गीत। सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, सांसों की तारों में है तेरा ही संगीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है मेरे जीवन का गीत, तुमसे जुड़ा है बाबा जीवन का गीत।
काबिल हूँ तेरे ही दम पर, तुमने खूबी नवाजी है, जीत गए हम तेरी वजह से, जिंदगी की बाजी है। मान गए हम सच में तुझको, उम्दा तेरा काम है, शुक्राना हम करते दिल से, तुझको मेरा सलाम है। तुझे पाके जहाँ मैंने पाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी, ऐसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। तुम ही ने पहचाना मेरे ख्वाबों की इस तर्ज को, तुम ही ने तो कबूल किया है दिल की हर एक अर्ज को। लेके चलोगे मंजिल तक तुम पलकों पे अपनी बैठा कर, सुलह हो गई खुद से मेरी, साथ आपका यूं पाकर। तेरे संग का रंग ऐसा छाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। कैसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। तेरी मेहर है सबसे अव्वल, इसका जलवा आलीशान। चैनो सुकून का ये है दरिया, रूह ने पाया इत्मीनान। तेरी बदौलत सब हासिल है, मुझको ये एहसास है। नामुमकिन अब कुछ भी नहीं, तू जो मेरे पास है। तुझे पाके जहाँ मैंने पाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। ऐसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी।
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So, firstly, a very, very happy new year, 2022. And I think it brings with it new gifts for all of us, isn't it? Today's Murli also, Baba's, highlighting that how the new year reminds us that how we need to do things differently in a new way. And January is not only the beginning of a new year, but January is also a time when we really remember Sakar Baba, because Baba, not only did he become the pioneer. What's wrong? You switched it off. The activity. Not only did turn the camera a little this, no, just the screen obscure. That's it. So not only did Baba pioneer the path forward, it's like Shiv Baba came and he told us what we need to become. But we love Brahma Baba deeply because Brahma Baba showed us how. Each step of Baba showed us how to translate that pure wisdom from Shiv Baba and make it practical. And so one of the key things is that in January, it is the month of tapasya, because that was Baba's method. That, I was making blessings, and in one of the Murlis in the last year, it was Baba is the method. There is no other method. It is remembrance of one Baba and none other that is the method to perfection and purification. So just that deep and determined thought, because I think sometimes we have the aim, we have this aim, I want to become like Baba, Saman, I want to become perfect. But it's almost like, as Baba highlighted on Friday's Murli, you have the aim, the laksh, but you need the laksha, which is the qualification as well. So we know where we want to get to, where we need to get to, but we need to really, see that, am I making that aim practical for myself? Because just an aim in itself is not enough. So there must be determination that, yes, that's where I want to get to. And that determination, I think, gets fired up when there's deep love. And then with that determination, it's like Baba always says, the wings of Brahman life is zeal and enthusiasm. So, it's that passion in a way. In a Lokik world, they call it passion, but I think in the Brahman world, we call it enthusiasm. It's like this drive internally that that's what I want to become. And I was really remembering Dadi Prakashmani, because the last years of Dadi, she would always say, I must become Bapsaman. I must become Bapsaman. It was like a mantra that kept playing in her mind. And so today Baba is telling us as well, create that mantra for yourself, because that mantra then is like a constant chant inside, which then directs your thinking, directs your vision, directs the attitude internally. So it's like this clarity of what I want to be, where I want to get to, what is Baba's hope for me, but then again, that deep love that needs to drive that. So Baba's saying that we are instruments to renew the world. He's talking about world renewal today a lot. And it's really lovely that it's not about fixing this old world. There are many people trying for that. You know, when you go to these UN conferences, there are thousands of organizations and all of these NGOs and whatever, they're trying to fix the world. But it's very clear we're not here to fix the world. But if we're not here to fix the world, are we ready to let go of the world? Because as long as Baba's saying, why is it that, you know, we don't let go? It's like, is there still something that's attracting us to this old world? Because it's the Brahman energy, I feel, of complete disinterest and detachment. That collective energy of, you know, detachment from this old world is going to be the final sort of bell that's going to do what it needs to do. The elements are ready. Many times Baba says, nature is saying, I'm ready. And I loved it on Fridays, Murli, when Baba said, Maya said, I'm willing to let go, but the children don't want to let go of me. So what is the attraction still? You know, what is it that I'm still feeding off? And I do feel like this month of January, when we do tapasya, you know, it's like what distracts me from that deep absorption of Baba's love? What pulls me? And I need to really check that, you know, and know that now is not the time for that. Baba asked us, he says, practice it, that for 10 minutes you sit completely stable. And if we're really honest, can we sit for 10 minutes? Completely focused. Or we start off and then it goes off somewhere and then we have to bring it back again, you know. How deep is our concentration and internal stability? And that is the homework now, because that internal stability of the mind and the intellect, and I also feel in terms of the heart, because the mind follows the heart. If there's attraction in the heart, then the mind will go there. So it's really the mind, intellect, and heart. You know, how absorbed is it in Baba, and how is it free from limitation? And so we need to all personally see for ourselves, what is it that pulls us? And ask ourselves the question, why is it that it still pulls us? Because when we ask ourselves the question, why, then we can see how we're still taking from it. Even if it is another soul sanskaras that pulls you, the question is, what am I wanting from that soul? Because I will only be affected if I'm wanting something from another. So this deep level of tapasya that we need to do, and it's very nice because there's a global initiative this time to have tapasya collectively together. I mean, the aim is to have 8 hours, but at least try to increase that time of tapasya that you're having. You know, every hour, make sure your traffic controls are there, and in between this month, you know, just make it that effort in a way, that determined thought that I'm going to sit and be with Baba and no one and nothing else, because that is the method. So very lovely aspects. And Baba's talking a lot about service today. And he's saying that what we've done is great. And that's always how generous Baba is. You know, he's like the very loving, encouraging father. Children, whatever you've done has been wonderful. But now it has to become more unlimited. And what Baba's highlighting today, that in order to go into that stage of it being more unlimited, we have to, you know, not only do service of words, but it's also simultaneously with the mind. He said, let the mind flow with good wishes and blessings for everyone. And of course, in order to do this, we have to like absorb ourselves in churning. Because if the mind is in that elevated state, it's like my natural response must be good wishes and pure feelings. It shouldn't be that I make effort to have good wishes and pure feelings. Because when you think I'm having good wishes, it's not really genuine. It's like I'm trying now to be nice. But it's like when we really deepen that dharana internally, then it's a natural response to have good wishes and pure feelings. And that's where Baba wants us to be. And Baba is saying if that is our mental state, then the impact of our physical service will be much more, things will speed up much more. And in some ways, I do feel that Baba's also touching on this thing that uh, people say what you do is good, but they say others are also good in a way, And what is the lack? The lack is not knowledge or information. The lack is experience. People know, you know, that we need to become more mindful and more soul conscious, or more calm, or not to react but to respond. All of this is common knowledge in a way. But what's the lack there? The lack there is experience. And so only if we embodiments of experience can we facilitate an atmosphere which will enable others to have an experience. And ultimately, I feel that's our responsibility as Brahmins, that people must feel the difference. It's not about just talking of the difference, but they must feel the difference, and the difference is in our vibrations. And we can only emit that vibration when we become the embodiment of that experience. So lots of lovely things Baba is sharing. But today's Murli is, for me, a lovely uh, memory actually, because this was my first Murli when I was there, practically, physically, when Babdada spoke. So it was my first sort of meeting with Avyak Babdada. And there are three things that I'd like to share. One was that when I was, this was the first time when Baba came, because there was a year's break of a season. When Baba came back, then Baba stopped giving personal blessings. It was just the Murli and country-wise blessings. But I remember Brother Paul telling me before I left, he said, when you listen to that Murli, extract a blessing for yourself from that Murli. And so I was listening to the Murli with this thing of what is Baba's personal sort of message. And when Baba ends the Murli, and when he says to all the children who are, whatever, and then Baba said, Master Sadguru children, and I went, wow, what an elevated title. So I took that, this thing that Baba's calling me Master Sadguru. So that was the one thing that I took from this Murli that I remember so deeply. And it played out very significantly thereafter for me. And the other thing was that in those days, when Babdada would come, and especially Christmas and New Year, if we had a gift, we could go and give a gift to Baba, So people will bring teddy bears and flowers and toys and all sorts of things. But when I came to Baba, I used to write poetry. So when I went to Madhuban, I put all those poems into a book. And when they said we could go and give Baba a gift, I gave that book to Baba. And Dadi Janki was sitting next to Baba. And I can still remember her expression like, what are you giving God? But it was very beautiful because I couldn't have the courage to physically speak. But in my mind, I told Baba, these are songs of the heart. And Baba took the book and he was going to give it to them to, put it at the back, because he'll accept it and then he'll give it to them at the back. And when I said, Baba, it's songs from the heart, like Baba brought that book in front and he opened it. And Baba touched the pages, he paged through it. Tell you, I was like gone, because it was like so subtle, no one knew, but it was like I knew the moment I said it was Baba's songs of the heart. Baba acknowledged it, and it was very beautiful drishti. So you were right in front of Baba, meeting him. And then the third thing I wanted to share of this meeting was that because it was New Year's Eve, there was cultural items, and it wasn't just we did cultural items with Baba, you know. So Dipti Ben, Nats, and I did a dance for that New Year's Eve. Dipti Ben, you remember? And we thought we'll do it on the side of the stage. So it was myself, Dipti Ben in the middle, and then Nats on the other end. And the next thing, Shiluben takes my hand and pulls me right in front. So there we were, right in front, doing this dance for Baba. And the drishti we got from Baba, you know, because each one did a little act, and then the next one and the next one. And when we each one did that little act, Baba gave each one of us drishti. But that was very, very intoxicating again. So yeah, this Murli brings those sweet memories of the days when we would meet with Baba, and really the feeling of family and celebration and playing with Baba and dancing with Baba. It was always my dream to dance for God, and there it was. It all happened. So it's the Murli of the 31st of December 1989. And the title of this Murli, as well as serving through words, become full of good wishes, and make serving through your mind natural. So, as well as serving through words, become full of good wishes, and make serving through your mind natural. Today, the Father of the world, the renewer of the world, is seeing his children who are close companions in carrying out renewal. All of you children are in close relationship in order to carry out the Father's task of renewal. It's our fortune that we are in close relationship, that we, Baba's right hands. In fact, nature also becomes cooperative in the task of world renewal. And the well-known scientists' children of the present time also become cooperative. However, all of you are close companions. There are many that are helping God in one way or another, but we are close companions. What is the special duty and service of all the children in their Brahman life? Day and night, you are flying with enthusiasm for doing service. For which task are you flying? To make the world new. So not fixing it, but we're making it new. The people of the world celebrate the new year, but you have the deep love in your hearts to make the world so new that everything becomes new, so that human souls and also matter become Sato Pradhan and new. And the key word here, Baba is saying Sato Pradhan, because Sato Pradhan means that the very foundation of the new world is truthfulness. Sato, truth. And Pradhan means that stage of truthfulness. So what's going to make everything new is that deep stage of truthfulness. Everything will become truthful. Right now, everything is false. Everything is a facade, you know? It shows one thing, but the motivation is something else. I remember when the financial collapse happened, and we were in Madhuban, and Kenbai was sharing, that what has led to the collapse is because the current systems are based on greed. So greed is not truth. So that's why we're seeing the collapse of everything, because it's based on greed and power, lust for power. You see the old world anyway. There are cries of distress all around. So you are changing the world of cries of distress into a world of victory, in which every moment, every action, and everything will become new. In any case, everyone likes everything new. It's true. Moini Ben was saying, sometimes we get so comfortable with the old, even if we have something new, we don't want to let go of it. Like your favorite jersey, it's got lots of holes, exactly, but you don't want to let go of it because you're attached to it, you're comfortable in it. So Baba's saying, even if they like something old, it is only as a memorial. They don't like to use it. They simply keep the old things in museums as memorials. For everyone likes new things. At this time, although you Brahmin souls are in the old world, you are in the new world. The physical world is old, but our world is new. Other souls are in the old world, but where are you? You are in the new age of the confluence. Important to remember this. I'm not in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is happening around me, but I am in the confluence age. Your old life has ended, and you are now in the new Brahman life. People of the world celebrate New Year for one day, but for you, it is a new age, a new life. Every action and every second are new. You are at the confluence. On one side, you see the old world, and on the other side, you see the new world. So, in which directions do your intellects go? Do they go to the new, or do they sometimes also go to the old world? Is it that you like the old world? Why do your intellects get pulled by something that you do not like? Have you not already experienced sorrow, peacelessness, and distress in the old world? Or do you still want to experience a little? Haven't got burnt enough, we still want a little bit more fire. Um, So today you have come to meet and to celebrate. All of you have come from faraway lands to celebrate the new year. So what have you thought about for the new year, for yourself, for the service of the world, for your close companions, for nature, and for your family that is far away? What will you do that is new in the new year? It's like if I always do what I always did, I will get what I always got. So if I want something different, then I must do something different. So that's why Baba's asking, what will you do that is new in the new year? You are not just going to think only about yourself, are you? You are the children of the unlimited Father, and you are also unlimited. So you will think about everyone, will you not? This is because at this time, together with Bap Dada, all of you also have a responsibility. The Father is Karavanhar, one who inspires others to act. But you are the ones who are the instruments to do it. We are Baba's hands, so we hold that responsibility. So 2 years ago, Babdada gave the direction of what newness to bring in the new year. Meanwhile, you have had one extra year. So today at Amrit Vela, Babdada was seeing to what extent each child has brought about newness in himself or herself. What newness have you brought about in your thoughts, words, actions, and service connections? Is your chart of service through your mind the same as what it was last year? Check the chart of everything in this way. Newness means a speciality. Have you brought about a speciality in everything? What is your speciality when it comes to the flying stage of serving through the mind? The speciality of the flying stage means that you experience at every moment. What is the depth of my experience? What is a new experience I'm creating? So the speciality of the flying stage means that you experience at every moment. Let your minds constantly flow with blessings for all souls at all times automatically. Your minds need to be constantly busy doing this. You have already become experienced in constantly being busy serving through words. If you do not have the opportunity to serve, what happens? When you don't get a chance to serve, what happens? You are not happening, Radha says. If you do not have the opportunity to serve, you feel empty. It's interesting, but when we give, that's when we feel full. In the same way, let service automatically be done through the mind at the same time as serving through words. You make very good plans for serving through words. We will organize a national conference, an international conference, and programs for different wings or professions. So you think about plans one after another in advance to keep yourselves busy serving through words. You know how to keep busy doing that. The majority of you is moving forward well with this enthusiasm. You now know the way to keep busy. However, there is a minority, not a majority, who keep busy serving through the mind. When any particular situation comes in front of you, then there is the awareness of serving with the mind. However, just as service through words has become constantly natural, so along with that, service through your minds should also be natural and simultaneous. It's that in a way, it's like our way of giving and what we're receiving from Baba. In a way, it has to become our attitude. It has to become our thinking. It has to become our vibration. It's like a bit superficial to say, now I'm going to have 1 hour of service through the mind and 1 hour tapasya and all of that. Yes, we must sit down and do these things, because that helps us to refine the practice. But like our whole attitude must be, Baba, Murli, and service. That's it. And in between, we go to Madhuban and come back. And that's what it is. It's like whenever you would see Daddy, it was like Daddy said she never went on a silence retreat. None of the Daddies did silence retreats. They didn't need to. We have to sort of make special time out for it. But for them, it was very natural. And that's what Baba wants us to do. It's like, let my yogdan, my donation through yoga be natural. And as Baba said, if I'm yuked, if I'm staying connected, then the response of that, the outcome of that is everything becomes yukti, so everything becomes an act of service, everything becomes an elevated action. So it becomes a holistic way of being and not to segment our efforts, because that's when it's not sustainable. So, like how we create the habit, for example, before I eat, I must give my food drishti. Like even a few moments where I just acknowledge and give that yogdan to that. So even when I meet everyone, first give drishti. It's like that kind of thing that we need to do, that becomes a natural way of integrating our understanding into our way of being. So that's why Baba is saying, however, just as service through words has become constantly natural, so along with that, service through your minds should also be natural and simultaneous. There is a further need for this speciality. If you continue to serve through your minds at the time of serving through words, you will speak less. The energy that you use to speak will be saved due to the cooperation of serving through the mind. And that will accumulate, and the powerful service through the mind will enable you to experience greater success. Compared with how much you use your body, mind, wealth, and time, you will receive greater success in a much shorter time. The efforts that you sometimes have to make on yourselves to change your natures, in being able to get on with one another in the gathering, and in becoming disheartened due to a lack of success in the service you do, will then finish. The small matters that become big will finish just like that, like magic. And you will wonder how such magic has happened. You like a magic mantra, do you not? This practice will become the magic mantra. Where there is a mantra, there is very soon a difference. And for this is why it is called a magic mantra. So in the new year, use the magic mantra. Let there be this newness, that is, bring about this speciality. What other magic mantra is there? So create a magic mantra for yourself for this year. Okay. Let there be a meeting of the mind and the words. Let there be a balance of the two or a meeting of the two. This is the magic mantra. When you have the natural practice of giving good wishes and pure blessings through your minds will become busy. Daddy used to say, I will stubbornly continue to give you good wishes. She's so cute. I will stubbornly continue to give you good wishes, no matter you get it right or not, but that's what she's going to do. You will automatically be able to move your mind away from upheaval. There won't then be the disheartenment you sometimes have in your own efforts. It is like a magic mantra. Sometimes you become scared in the gathering. You think, I was chuckling when I read this line. You think that you had made a promise of there just being the Father and yourself, and that you did not promise to live in a gathering. You said, Baba, I am yours. I didn't say, Baba, your family is mine. The Father is very good, and to live with the Father is very good. But to live in a gathering and to move along by understanding everyone's sanskaras is very difficult. However, this too will become very easy. If there are only blessings, good wishes, and pure feelings for other souls in your minds and in your hearts, then because your pure feelings are powerful, the sanskaras of others will get buried. Interesting what Baba is saying. If I am having good wishes and pure feelings, then it's almost like I don't notice the sanskaras of others. They become less important or less significant. Right now, what happens is it's like because of body consciousness, we tend to make a big thing, a small thing big. We tend to focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. So that's what Baba is saying. If we have good wishes and pure feelings, then the sanskaras of others will get buried. They will not oppose you, but they will continue to be buried and they will eventually finish. Then you will say, yes, we can live. Yes, we can even live with 40. This year, children from this land and also from abroad have to bring about this newness and speciality of this time in themselves. You sometimes think that as yet there are not even 900,000. Never mind the 330 million deities that will exist by the end of the Silver Age. At least 900,000 good souls are needed in the first kingdom. The subjects must also be good, those who are number one, because in the year 111, nature, individuals, possessions, everything will be number one. So have you created the number one subjects of 900,000? How many hundreds of thousands have been prepared? When you prepare a report, you still include in it those who come sometimes. They are still not even half. The number one subjects will at least experience the Father's love. To be number one means there's the deep recognition and experience of Baba's love. To be cooperative is the first step. However, the second step is to be cooperative and loving. They will not surrender, that is something else, but they will constantly have love for the Father. Not just love for the family and love for the brothers and sisters. At the moment they have come this far, they become loving to those who do service. But when they experience being loving to the Father and the word Baba emerges in their hearts, the subjects will then be created. The people of Brahma will be the subjects of the first world emperor. So there has to be love for those whose subjects they are to become. So at the moment you think that there is a lot of service to do, but with the simultaneous service of your minds and words, service will be done at a fast speed. And you will see the effect of that. Compared with the service done previously, you call the service being done now service at a fast speed. But as you go further, you will experience service to be done at an even faster speed. So Bab Dada is pleased to see the service that the children do. When Baba looks at the service each one does, a lot of love emerges for each one. So do you feel that? Baba's love for you personally. You know, imagine sitting in front of Abhyak Bapdada and hearing this, really feeling Baba's love for you personally. So when Baba looks at the service each one does, a lot of love emerges for each one. In this land and abroad, there is deep concern for doing service. In this land, you are also expanding into the villages everywhere. You make effort, but because of love, it does not feel like effort. You create very good ways to run around and keep yourself busy. So the Father's love and His help are making you move along. Bapdada is pleased seeing your children and how much service you do. Whatever you have done until now, however you have done it, it has been done very well. Now, through the fast speed of service done with the method you just heard about, quality souls will come close, and those quality souls will become instruments for many. So from one, many will then come and service will be done at a fast speed. However, in order to make the quality souls into instruments, to do quality service, in order to touch their intellects, your minds have to be very powerful. It's like Baba said, a few Sundays back, whatever is your stage, that is what you will trigger in another soul, So when I speak from a stage of deep love, it's like I will trigger that love for God in that soul as well. So that's why Baba's saying that we need to have a mind that's powerful. So in order to make the quality souls into instruments to do quality service, in order to touch their intellects, your minds have to be very powerful. Quality souls are already clever with words, but they are weak in experience. They are completely devoid of experience. Whatever someone is weak in, it is only through that weakness that he can be hit by an arrow. When they have an experience, they understand that you are higher than them. Otherwise, they get mixed up and say, you people are very good, but others too are very good. May God bless you. They end up saying that, but they have yet to feel that you are moving forward with blessings, that your lives are based on blessings from God. So it should not just be spiritual, but there must be the feeling that I'm moving forward with God's blessings. At the moment, they have a bit of arrogance. Because they consider themselves to be greater, they think that they are giving you courage. But they should think that you are giving them courage. There should now be this magic mantra. Interesting, my first Avyak Murli with Baba and how often he uses the word magic. Okay? So you have plowed the fields by serving through words, have you not? You have tilled the soil. There has at least been this result. The seed has also been planted, but that seed now needs the waters of attainment. They will then experience fruit emerging. Increase the quality of your minds, and the quality will then come close to you. There is double service in this, that of the self and also of others. You will then not have to make separate effort on yourselves. The attainment is then the reward. You will experience that state. It's like my own growth is very much integrated in terms of how I'm using my mind to serve as well. The future reward is the kingdom of the world. But the reward of this time is to be able to remain constantly full of all attainments and make others full. The reward at this time is the most elevated. The future is guaranteed anyway. A guarantee given by God can never change. There's no small print with God's guarantee, huh? No condition, no terms and conditions. It's there. So you will celebrate the new year in this way, will you not? Who will start doing this service first? Madhuban, because the Madhuban residents are known as the ones who are at the hearth as well as in the heart. So the fireplace, that's what the hearth means. So you are the ones who always eat Brahma Bhojan from the unlimited kitchen. Actually, all of you are sitting in Madhuban and you are Madhuban residents. If anyone asks you what your permanent address is, what would you reply? It is Madhuban, is it not? Or do you think that where you are staying is your permanent address? To be a Brahma Kumar or a Brahma Kumari means that there is only one permanent address. Wherever you have been sent, it was for service. It was to do service. It is not that you are a foreigner. No, you are Brahmins. And the Father has just sent you there to do service. You were sent there through a touching of the intellect. You have gone there through the Father's thought. It's quite a nice thought. Baba touched our intellect. Child, go to South Africa. That's where you need to go and serve. So even if you were born in Holland, you had the thought, come to South Africa. Or Serbia. So Baba saying, you are. So you were sent there through a touching of the intellect. You have gone there through the Father's thought. Will you rule the kingdom in Bharat or in London? Do not ever think that you have been born abroad and so you belong there. You are born through Brahma, not through the foreign lands. Otherwise, you would be called foreign Kumars and foreign Kumaris. Doesn't sound right, does it? You are Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris, are you not? For instance, in Bharat, some are from UP and some are from Delhi. In the same way, you have gone abroad to do service. You are not foreigners. Do you have this intoxication? That is a place of service and your birth is Madhuban. When I think of Madhuban, it's not just Pandav Bhavan, my address, but training section, room number 14. So Baba saying, that is a place of service and your place of birth is Madhuban. Those karmic accounts finished, and that is how you became Brahmins. When the accounts finished, the account book was burnt. Is that the way to do the accounts, Jaybai? They also burn their account books in order to remain safe from the government. Oh, yeah. Your old account books are burnt, are they not? Some are clever, and so they completely finish their account books. Whereas those who are not so clever, what happens? Those who are not so clever are trapped by a loan. They remain trapped by their debts. It's interesting, but this whole thing of when you take a debt, how it consumes you, until you finish it, it does trap you. Those who are clever are not trapped anywhere. So to finish your book of accounts means that there is nothing left that has been taken on loan. Something that doesn't belong to me, I don't hold on to it. Finish it. So let all your accounts be clear. The customs and systems of Brahmins are the best. Acha. So to all the close service companions everywhere, to the souls who are courageous and worthy of the Father's help, to those who do double service through their minds and words together, to the servers who do service at a fast speed, to those who give blessings to all souls like the Father does, to the Master Sadguru children, to the most elevated souls who constantly bring about newness, that is, speciality in themselves. Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And the blessing. May you be double light and reach the highest destination of perfection in a short time. May you be double light and reach the highest destination of perfection in a short time. A double light stage is a sign of those who make fast efforts, and they will not experience any type of burden. So a double light stage is a sign of those who make fast efforts, and they will not experience any type of burden. No matter what situations come in front of you, from people or situations, every situation will be experienced to be nothing in front of your original stage. By remaining double light, that is, by staying high, nothing can impress you. By staying above the situations and atmosphere below you, you will reach your elevated destination of becoming perfect in a short time. And then the slogan, step away from the land of sorrow, and no wave of sorrow will come close to you. So step away from the land of sorrow, and no wave of sorrow will come close to you. Om Shanti. So let's just take a few moments to absorb the Murli, and then we can share some points. Baba has shared many lovely things, so let's just soak it in a little bit. Shanti. So, what is it that touched our intellect today? What aspect of Baba's Murli that I feel I want to create as my foundation for this year? It is appropriate. It's a New Year's Murli, and today is the first Sunday of the new year. Yes, Baba gave it was a very lovely method Baba gave us today. Fill your mind with good wishes and blessings constantly. And it's almost like the sanskars that you find difficult to deal with will get buried and will then disappear. So it's almost like instead of keeping the focus on what is it that becomes the challenge, it's like just give yourself this work, keep your mind with blessings and good wishes. Just give good wishes and blessings, and it will sort what needs to get sorted out. At least you remain unaffected, but what needs to sort out will get sorted out as well. Very nice, lovely method Baba gave us there. Yeah. Like what is, Daddy always says, who am I, who I belong to, and what I have to do. In this moment, what is it that I have to do? And that's when she said, I will stubbornly have good wishes. I really like that because that is what she knew was her job in every situation. Yeah. Good. Anyone else? Mm. 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 Yeah, yeah. That we are Baba's children, and our task is Baba's task is our task, and that is of world renewal. And really, that service will happen naturally and automatically based on where we are at. So just taking from Baba, paying that attention in ourselves, keeping the mind powerful, then naturally that will serve. Yeah, yeah. It's like if my internal stage is the same as my words, then there's power. And yeah, 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 yeah. That's the victory, and that's like Baba said, in the new world, everything is new. That's the new method, because in the old world they say one thing and do another thing. But we have to create that congruence between what we know, what we understand, what we think, what we feel, what we say, and what we do. Yeah, congruence. Mm. Yes, and pure feelings. Yeah. So in the new year, have the magic mantra of constantly having good wishes and give blessings to everyone. So Baba said, when you have a magic mantra, then it becomes easy, So everything is magic if that's the way I work with it. Yeah. Yeah. Make your personal magic mantra. Yeah. Good. Mm. 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 So just that awareness to keep that I am moving forward with God's blessings, And when I keep that awareness that I'm moving forward with God's blessings, then others will also feel that, and that is what Baba is saying, that we should not be seen as ordinary, but they should be what is going to make us unique and stand out. What is it that we have to offer the world that makes us stand out? And it is really that if we really deeply in ourselves hold that awareness that I'm being moved forward by blessings, then I will see that playing out and others will feel that. Shara, you want to share your point before you fly off? Live in the new world. That was nice. Our world is not Kali Yuga. Our world is the confluence age. Yeah. Keep that awareness. Anyone else would like to share? Sorry? Yes, I was thinking of that. I thought, who's going to share that point? So Papa said, finish your accounts, finish the books, and then burn them. Oh, absolutely. So no trace of the old must be left behind. So it's a very deep thing in a way, that not to even think this happened last year, so now I have to be careful. You know what I mean? But it's really like finish that old energy. Yeah. Inside. Yeah. Can we burn the account books, Jibai? They're still sitting at the auditors. Sorry, we can't burn them yet. Uh, the one firm shredded stuff. Okay. Oh, good. But now it's shredding is not good enough, Jibai. We have to burn it as well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Any other thoughts? Yeah, that was Baba's whole thrust today, that how is it that things are going to happen fast and quickly? Is that serving through our words and our minds must happen naturally and simultaneously. Yeah, lovely. Shruti, you'd like to share anything? Mhm. Mm. 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 Sorry? Mm. Mm. So Jyoti just sharing in essence that just the way Baba has this attitude, I'll put it as that every child is my child. And out of that feeling of belonging, there's a natural response of loving good wishes. And so in the same way, when we really hold that drishti and vision, everyone is mine. Everyone is my brother or my sister. Then from that attitude of belonging, there's a natural response of good wishes and pure feelings. So I belong to one Baba, but everyone is my family. So that kind of a feeling. Yeah. Jiba? Mm. Baba said the first step is cooperative, but then we need to become loving. And I like this aspect that to really be loving, I have to be detached. It's to make that love pure in a way. So it goes in steps. Yeah. Fritz? Mm. Yeah. Baba is Karan Karavan Har, but we are the ones he inspires us to do. And so to remember, it's Baba's task, Baba's job we have to do. It reminds me of a beautiful story I heard recently. I think it was in one of the churches in England during World War One that was damaged during the war, and they had a statue of Christ. And when they tried to restore it, but they found that the arms were blown off that statue, and so there was a question of what do we do now? And some people said, no, we have to restore the arms, and others said, no, what was original must stay as original and whatever. And then there was an artisan who said, let's leave the statue as is, and he put an inscription at the bottom, and the inscription is that we are the arms of God. And everyone was happy with that the statue was without arms, but a reminder that we are the arms of God. So yes, beautiful that Baba is Karan Karavan Har. He is the one who does, but we are the ones who does through him. Okay, Freddie, can you see on the chat? I seen someone had put a message. Can you see on the chat? You don't know how to do the chat. Oh, okay. All right. Jyoti, you know. Can you see? So let's see. I think there's some on the chat that it should be. Oh, okay. All right, then. Just give me a sec. I'll do it from here. Okay, there were 3 points on chat. One is with good wishes and pure feelings, powerful sanskaras of others will get buried. I like that. Just I had the image in my mind. You just blast them with good wishes and pure feelings, and that will cover everything up like rose petals. Just throw it on everything. I like the slogan. Baba says, "Step away from the land of sorrow, and no wave of sorrow will come close to you." Also, Baba says, by staying above the situation and the atmosphere below, you will reach your elevated destination of becoming perfect in a short time. So, there's a lovely expression in Hindi, upram, which means stay above. And that's the whole thing. If you stay above, you hold a bigger picture, and then your influence is Baba and not the situation around you. And then Om Shanti, wishing the Divine Family a very blessed new year. A guarantee given by God can never change. That's a nice bliss point, hey? Okay, Om Shanti. There are some points from the Zoom. Thank you. Okay, Om Shanti. Let's just have yoga, and then after that, I would like to just make announcements with regards to the program for January, because January is a Tapasya month, and one of the things is that we're going to have a global program that will be Sunday the 16th, Monday the 17th, and 18th of January. So for those 3 days, we'll have classes from seniors, and also the encouragement is wherever souls can come to the center, to be at the center, but also from home, and to aim to have 8 hours of yoga for each of those 3 days. So let's just end off with yoga, and then after that, I will share some more on this program. Pretty, make the volume high there. Make the volume high there so you can hear the song. No, on the computer.
Or maybe I was quick to run, maybe I was quick to hide from what you put right in front of my eyes. I'm sorry now I didn't try to see it wasn't all a lie. This grand illusion can be hard to live sometimes. Ooh, I know that one day soon I'll fly to you and me, back to spirit.
just to highlight this month of January. First, I just want to read the point. Every morning we'll get a point, and the aim of that point is really to sit with it in our yoga. We can, do it after Murli. We can do it at Amrit Vela, our evening yoga. But each day's point is really about feeling that closeness to Baba and making that experience real for the self. So experience the stage of being merged in love. And the Hindi word is magan, when you get really like absorbed in Baba's love. So the gathering of you children merged in love will reveal the Father. Collectively practice this. I am Baba's and Baba is mine. Merge all thoughts in this one pure thought. Do not come down from the stage of being merged in love for even 1 second. There's a lovely Hindi song, Main Baba Hu, Baba Hai Mera. I am Baba's and Baba is mine. So just to keep that as your mantra for the day and be absorbed in that experience. So for this month, really just to really create that time and practice to be more in silence and be absorbed in Baba's remembrance and in Baba's love. And then the aim as a preparation before the global Bhatti, which will take place on the 16th, 17th, and 18th, they're recommending that for 3 days, and you choose which 3 days, and the idea is maybe every 5 days or whatever before we come to that days, the Bhatti weekend, is do a device detox. So what we mean by that, for 1 day, switch off your phones and stay away from your tablets and your whatever, and just be with Baba, stay in silence and in remembrance, and in a way not to stimulate the self too much from the outside and give that space to really be inside and to really create that feeling of closeness to Baba. So that's the recommendation. For 3 days, practice it. And if you can't, because of whatever reasons you feel you can't completely, but then at least give a space of 8 hours where you're not on your devices at all, so that you can, just create that space for yourself. And then there was a recommendation and an idea that came up last week. And that was that just to see how y'all would like to, but we thought that for 1 day, and we thought maybe next Saturday, if it works for everyone, that we as a family can go to Walter Sisulu Park and have a day of silence there together, because the park is quite big and has very lovely little corners where you can have your own quiet reflection time. So we go and we have a collective yoga together, and then each one can take some aspect that they would like to reflect on, sit quietly somewhere and do that, and then we come back, gather again, share experiences and come back. So not like a picnic, but more like a silence retreat at the park. So a silent picnic, a reflective silent picnic. Yeah. So we thought, let's give that an experiment, and whoever wants to come can just show hands for that to let us know. We can prepare for that. Okay, so that's it. So it's a lovely month ahead for all of us, filled with blessings. And so when we filled with blessings, we'll overflow with blessings and we'll just give blessings. Yeah.